Good morning. Good morning. Good morning, Ron. How are you? First Gen, what's good? How's everybody today? Ten 30. Wow, it's 1:29 a.m. right now. I hear you, First Gen. He's putting that work in, First Gen. I saw you in Taylor's live stream putting that work in. Definitely saw you putting that work in. Yeah, Run, that last live stream you did, man, was really tight, man. It was really tight. Oh, that's good. That tight. That steak looks good, man. I know it's gonna look good. I know how you get down in the kitchen, so we're gonna give you props already that it looks good, it's smelling good, and we know it's gonna come out right because I already know how you get down. For real, for real. I know how you get down. Hope everybody's well this morning. This weekend was really instrumental. I needed some break, man. A break. I needed some rest. Uh, haven't been able to catch up on my sleep. This week I did really good. I got some good rest this week. It felt really good just to have the body get the right type of rest that it needs. And felt good, man. It really felt good. Um, the rest is not over. I have to get up in a couple of hours. Well, I'm up already, but I got to go do some laundry. I got to go through my mail. Haven't gone through my mail. And I got to go start my truck out back, you know? So that's what's going on with me. Uh, I got to go through a box too with some fishing gear. I didn't take apart my three-piece rod that I took with me, but I'm gonna put that right back in the car to take out. I'm gonna take out a couple more rods. I might carry a jigging rod with me, just pick or a smaller rod that I'm gonna use at the pier, cause you don't really need for what I'm doing. You don't really need heavy test. I do have heavy test on everything, but I got a smaller rod I'm gonna use for smaller fish, or I could use them for the regular fish that I catch, which would be porgies or black sea bass. I have a rod set up for that. I have a blackfish rod that's set up, but it's not blackfish season. I gotta make a call and find out when that starts, because that's gonna be the next fish I'm gonna target is blackfish season, and or tautog, and also might do a boat trip, a short boat trip in New York. I got a good price for a half a day trip, which I'm gonna jump on. Uh, got a partner that already got a call from, so I might do a boat trip with a quick one with a friend of mine at work, Asian dude that got a hook, so I'm gonna hang with my boy. Other than that, all is well. Can't complain. I was supposed to link up yesterday with Flames, but I didn't get a call, so I wasn't sure if he was doing what he said he was gonna do. But regardless, it is what it is. We just gonna rock it the way we rock it. That's all. Today's a early live stream. A couple of people. Well, there's like 4 people that I usually watch their channels that's live this morning. I noticed that after I was setting this up, I set it up for like a half hour after uh, I typed it in, and then I went to see who was live because I knew I was going live when I woke up. So there's a lot of people on right now, which is not a big deal. Another big channel is on where a lot of people are in, but I chose not to go on because I knew I was going to be going live, and it takes like a half an hour to say hello to everybody in that channel. So I couldn't do it this morning. Um, a lot of live streams, man, and a lot of these live streams you jump into, it takes you like over a half an hour to say hello to everyone. So couldn't do it, run. Word. Couldn't do it, man, because sometimes you just got to do your own thing. So I just went in there. I dropped my likes, my 2 likes, one from each channel, and I kept it moving. You know, everybody's trying to win right now, so you got to do what you can to help people out, and then do what you can to keep it moving. What I started doing was they say that I started watching stuff from my laptop without signing in, so that counts towards watch hours, you know. But I always was doing that anyway, not signing in to watch stuff. But I did it because that's just what I wanted to do. But literally now I know that was the right thing to do, which is something that came out, was brought up in another chat by First Gen today. That if you're from what I understood, it was supposed to be if you're the managing mod, your hours don't count towards someone's channel. And if you're a regular mod, it would. But they're saying now that if you're a regular mod, that the watch hours don't count. So for me, it was always questionable. Uh, I never knew it was an issue, but it's becoming more and more of an issue now. But either way, whether it was an issue or not, everybody was getting their everybody that I've been supporting has gotten monetized. So for me, um, I think that's just something new because of TikTok. There's so much more people that they're changing the game for us in YouTube. So I think that they're making all these rules because TikTok was a lot faster for people to get monetized on TikTok, whichever one they closed down. And now that there's so much people coming over to YouTube, they're just making it a little bit harder for the newer people that's coming. The people that's been here should be close to get it. I don't check my watch hours, nor do I check my subs. It really doesn't matter to me because my whole goal for going to YouTube was about the message, not about the monetization. Of course, I'll accept it if it comes, but it's not a goal that I'm chasing after diligently, because you can see I still haven't got out to get more content. I get the content when I can based on my time. And whenever I get content, it's mostly shorts. I haven't gotten the the I think you have to have 500 subs in order to get 5 minutes of shorts or 10 or 12 minutes of video time. So I don't have all of that time that opened up on my screen. That's what's up, first gen. So for me, it's all good. You know, I do what I do. Jay Fishing, how are you? Hello, Karen. How you guys doing? Hope everybody's doing well. I was talking about this thing about monetization where they're saying that you have to be a mod. If you're a mod, you don't give watch hours. But everybody that I've been supporting that needed watch hours, they got their watch hours, and I was a mod in the channel. So I could say that for me, I would think that it counted then, but now because of TikTok and these new rules, they're changing it. But like I said, I've been in a lot of channels that's gotten monetized, and I put in a lot of work with the hours. And they said that it was changing daily based on the amount of time I was doing it. I was doing it from my laptop and from my iPad. I think they was signed in. It wasn't signed in on an account. And even if it was, I think it's, yeah, I believe so, Run. I believe so that it still was counting because everybody got monetized. And it showed the hours daily of the time I was putting in. So I think that it does work. However, for me, I've been having issues with uh moderators since I started my YouTube journey. I've gotten an AI strike with YouTube, and it was checked in by somebody who actually works with YouTube, and they said that it wasn't nothing on my account, but I did have it did show something, which was an AI strike, and they don't really get information for that. So it did say that it had to do with the amount of moderators I had. So I do have a skeleton group of moderators because of this issue I've had. Because whenever I add somebody, I don't get the option to look at my chat, and so that's why I have another phone so I can keep it. Because sometimes it stops. Uh, so that's the deal. Um, yeah, Slotko, the name is up in the chat, man. You keep coming in here with that what's up stuff there. That's not the language I speak, my friend. So I don't know what your age is, but based on your age, if you're not over 18, it might be a little too late for you to be up, you know? Oh, Karen, you're the only lady here, that's for sure. So we're just gonna enjoy you for now. That's what I see. But other than that, we appreciate everybody who tuned in. Uh, is anybody cooking? We got one person in chat cooking steak. You know, we're gonna wait and see if you put a post up for that a little later. We got one person that's sleepy, and we got Jay, Karen that just came in, Slotko, who might be from another country. I'm not sure. We got him in the chat for the second time. You know, Jay, how was your day? What did you do, Jay? First Gen is in and out of sleep. He's here. He's gonna be up for the count. He ain't going to sleep. He don't sleep. I don't know who he think he fooling talking about. He's 95% tired. You're always 95% tired, First Gen. You stay working like a dog, working hard, you know, putting them hours in. If it ain't on the truck or farm vehicle, uh, it's online, creating numerous posts and videos. So you got to be editing all the time. That's for sure. Oh, nice. And you still should still have some strawberries left. Did you finish all those strawberries? Because you had got a lot. Yeah. So today I have to do laundry. I have to pack my car. Okay, a lot of rain. And I do have to go over some fishing gear. I think I might do some shorts this week coming up with my fishing gear because my fishing gear does get a lot of hits. A lot of people are familiar with the gear or not familiar with certain aspects of the gear, which I use, which is quite interesting. The amount of people that are familiar with it, especially from outside of the country. Um, every region has different types of fishing gear and equipment. Oh, that's good. You still have some. So it's very interesting to see the people that comment and you know what they have. What are you talking about, Jay? You talking about the Flames when he caught the stripers? I haven't caught any fish this year that I remember of. I don't know if this was this year when I caught that fish with Flames. It wasn't last year, but really wasn't my catch. I really don't claim that catch because all I did was hold a rod and the fish jumped on it. Yeah. Oh, you talking about Flames? I wasn't there with Flames when he caught those stripers though, but he did catch some nice stripers in Jersey. I'm hoping to go with him, but the time frame when he goes is a little earlier than when I get off and during the week. So he goes out earlier and I haven't been able to make it with him yet. I was supposed to make something yesterday, but I didn't get a call, so I didn't bother because I was really tired and I would have rather gotten the rest anyway. So I don't know who was live today. You talking about Flames was live today? Maybe that's what y'all talking about. You put some strawberries on your ice cream. Yeah, that's what's up. All right. You're making me want ice cream now, come to think of it. Have some granola to put on my ice cream. Wow, that's what I should have. I should have some ice cream. It's warm in here. It'll be nice and cold. It'll be crunchy. Oh, Jay was live today. Okay, I missed it. Yeah, I was knocked out. Okay. Jay, did you catch anything today? Matter of fact, Jay, if you was live today, why don't you jump in and talk about it? Come to think of it, you know? Oh, wow, 14, nice. That's awesome. That's really good, man. You're doing better than me. I can't make a claim like that. When I do catch 14 fish, it's usually multiple breeds but small fish. Raspberry gelato. Is that gonna be a what's the word I'm looking for? Um Talenti? Talenti raspberry gelato? Run, you was live today too, wasn't you? I think Run was live today. Yeah, that's what's up. I kind of thought so because they do have an awesome raspberry gelato, but I'm not a raspberry fan, but I did taste it. Yeah, way back in the day. Okay, no problem. No problem, Jay. Yeah. I don't know if you want to jump and run, but there's a link. Oh, you did it twice today. Was I in both of them or just one? I don't remember. I think I jumped in one. And it was a quick one. I know it was a quick one. I think he went live for maybe like 7 to 10 minutes on that one, if that long. I want to see how this thing works. It didn't work the last time. Add photos to your camera roll to get started. Okay, yeah. It doesn't allow me to use a green screen. It says add photos to my camera screen. So that means that iCloud blocked me out of using my camera roll because I got a lot of photos in my camera roll. So because I'm not paying for iCloud, they mess with me going into my camera roll. Oh, so he was in his live stream. He was catching them cats today, huh? Yeah, that's what's up. Excuse me, I slept good today. Still a little tired, but I did sleep good. Um, my client, I didn't get my client today. All right, yeah, he's running around town driving. Yeah, so my client wants me to pick her up at 10 in the morning, and that's even a problem for me because I don't like to do wake up early after staying up late waiting for her. And I saw the notification come over my phone an hour before, but being that she didn't need me, I didn't bother answering right away. But she did have a question. She did put the time in for later, so I just responded to it when it's convenient for me. So I didn't want to wake up to grab the phone, and so I just left it alone. The little guys, they fought hard. Wow. And drop in for a bit, no problem. That's good, man. That you had a good fight on the line. That's always good. I can't wait to get it in. Um, it's been around. Yeah. What I can't find is I can't find my fillet knives. That's what I was looking for. I can't find my fillet knives, and I have a separate set of bait knives to cut bait, and I can't find my bait knives either. And that's actually what I was looking for. And with my knives, it's supposed to be a sharpener that I carry with me when I go out. Or they've been in around. Oh, you had a good day. So I those are some of the things that I'm looking for. Um, but for the most part, I'm gonna bring a tackle box. I didn't bring a tackle box the last time, but I'm really looking at my situation to see how I'm gonna pack the car because I do have some bags in the car that I need that are for my radio stuff that I'm doing also as well. Whenever I go out, I do my radio stuff as well. And I'm also supposed to be studying. I have to step up my game in my studying because I haven't been putting forth the effort. And I think that in technically I need time away from YouTube in order to study. Nothing over a pound, okay. And that's another thing I don't have. I don't have a scale. We don't use scales in New York when we catch our fish. We go by the length. So I'm not used to carrying a scale. I might have to invest in one this year, but I might not because if the fish is not a certain length, we can't keep it anyway. And we don't really keep the fish out of the water long. I say you guys that do the freshwater sort of purge the fish so that the fish can go back in. I don't really understand that, but I have to look into that to see if you're supposed to do that for every fish, which is um I guess that's the only word I could use to describe it so that they could go back in the water. And I gotta look into that because I don't quite understand that. You keep it old school certified, and that's why you go by the you go by the length to run. Because we if it's not a sandwich side, we never used to keep it, and if it wasn't um old school would be sandwich size, but we got too many game wardens in New York that watch you with binoculars. They watch where you put the fish, and they know exactly where you put it when they come down, and they know exactly who they're going for. So it's real funny when they get come down. Oh, deep water fish. Okay, yeah, right. I got you, run. Yeah, yeah. I've never weighed anything. I've never had the need to do it because we've always caught big fish. Like for me, when I'm striped bass fishing, it was usually 50 to 62 inches that I was catching. Being on a pier, um, there's a lot smaller fish that are being caught because they're coming in closer. But I cast out deep. So for me, I was always getting deep fish. I guess that depends on where you cast. And then when I do cast close, I drop down right at the pier. It's just to catch smaller breeds of fish. So I'm keeping active, and we just see how many different breeds we could catch. Me and my friend that I fish with. So it's pretty interesting because we get a kick out of catching smaller fish because people nobody's catching, but we're catching actually all the time, back to back. So that's a little thing we do. But yeah, those fish are under 2 pounds, and we don't keep them. We're just doing it just for the fun. So yeah, so that's good to know, Jay. I don't have to worry about that. Because we're catching them real fast and dropping them back in. Most of the time, this is gonna be the first year. Well, the second year, but the first year fishing and doing YouTube. Last year, I wasn't really doing YouTube for fishing, but it was a part of it. But I couldn't fish the way I wanted because of my injury, and I didn't want it to contradict my case. So I was just hanging out. Even though I went fishing, I was just hanging out, enjoying being outdoors. Had my chair with me, and for the most part, I can't stand too long because of my injury. So I will always have a chair with me, but that's what it is. And then when you go on the boat, you don't really stand that long either. You know. Well, I only do 6 packs. So for me, I'm always sitting when I'm catching. Billy, how are you, Billy? Thanks for stopping in. Your tanks are amazing. Your tanks are amazing, my guy. You know that. I try to jump in there as much as I can. Spend a little time. It's very therapeutic, especially when you could hear the water. But yeah, the air pumps and stuff like that. Find those noises therapeutic. I can't complain, man. I'm well rested. I woke up and decided to do a live stream this morning. I did forget to bring my water over here. I'm gonna go get it now because I need it. I'm a little thirsty. I do have some stuff here from earlier, but I'm gonna take this into the kitchen now and dump it. And one cup was from work. I'm gonna take that cup back so I can get ice at work, unless I find my Yeti cup. I actually have a tackle box and a tackle bag that I have to go through. Tackle box and a tackle bag. Here's a charging wire. I need to figure out what this is for. This is for my headset, so I do need to charge it to make sure that it's fully charged. Oh, not this is not for that headset. I think this is the C plug. I'll find out shortly. My lottery tickets did fall, but this is the C plug, so this is not gonna work. So that's that. The only thing that takes the C plug is fully charged, I believe, which I don't see. Oh, there is my iPad. There we go. No new babies, huh? Okay. Billy, what's the total amount of tanks that you have? Because I think you have more than one breed of fish um, in your tanks. Because I think I seen another tank other than the cichlid tank. Oh, plecos. You have plecos. See, I didn't notice that. So you do have more than one tank because I never noticed the plecos are the bottom feeders, I believe, that clean the tank. If I'm not, if I'm correct. The plecos are the ones that feed the tank because I had that in a goldfish tank uh, many moons ago with my ex girlfriend, and did love that journey with her with the goldfish. I wish she would have listened to me more, but she was very adamant about wanting to know more than me or thinking she knew more than me because she was a year older. And, certain women, it is what it is. But let's say that's the problems of being with a chocolate woman. You know, they always want to be right. But it was a wonderful journey. I'll say that. Not gonna say that I wasn't happy. That's for sure. It definitely was. Oh, you have them in all of your tanks. Wow. Okay. Yeah. Well, you should have plecos in all the tanks. You know, definitely. But baby plecos, yeah, nice. You got that one right, Ron. 7. Oh my God, that's awesome. That's a lot of work, Billy. But definitely looks good. See, that's why, because I know there was different tanks, but I just couldn't tell the makeup of all because, of course, we got these glasses. We're looking into a little phone. I have a smart TV that's not so smart, but that's besides the point. I can't get my YouTube up the way I want. But when I get the next, but I'm gonna run two TVs side by side, two big TVs side by side, the ones I have, just because I'm not gonna get a new TV until one of them doesn't work. You have shrimp tanks too? Do you use the shrimp tanks for bait? Do you use the shrimp for bait? That's what I want to know. Because that'd be interesting to know if you could breed shrimps and use them for bait. Because I do want to do a worm farm in this spot here that I have closer to the street though. I mean to the parking area, not closer to the house. Oh really, Billy? Wow. I wonder. So the question, do you plan to do a membership and do I forgot what the private channel is to show the rest of your tanks when you do the membership and you have the members only videos? Grass shrimp. Man, when we find out, Ron, you know a little bit about everything. Jack of all trades, master of none. Oh yeah, you did say that. Ah man, you see? You see how it comes together? It does say that. And I was just thinking that when you said grass shrimp. But interesting enough, see how it gets put together. I had to figure that out myself, man. Yeah, I had to figure that out myself, Ron. It's right there in front of me, and I'm not seeing it, but it's right there. Oh man, that was a good one. I really amazed myself, man. I really do. I was thinking just that. I was thinking just that, and it was right there in front of me. Yeah, man, that's what's up. How you tied that into run, I don't know, but definitely works for me. Yeah, that definitely works, man. That was really got myself, man. What's you call that? There's a word for that when you have one of those dumbfounded moments. The word for that. Just can't think of the word, but yeah. Or the other word would be, I played myself. I played myself, Run. You know the vibes. want to get into more cooking this year, but I doubt I'm gonna do the cooking videos. But I do want to get into more cooking. I do have to get outside and do my griddle. I'm gonna do my Blackstone griddle next time my buddy comes down. I'm gonna fire it up, and also I'm gonna get a small grill and fry the small grill up so that I could put my cast iron pots on the grill and season them, because the brand new ones that I've had have been in the oven or been in storage and they're starting to get rust. So I want to get that rust out. So I'm going to be watching some videos on that to see how to get the rust out and get my cast iron pots going. And once you season them and you start using them inside, don't really have to worry about the smoke too much, but you just have to season them outside and re-season them after you clean them or after you use them, depending on how it gets. Some people say they don't clean their pots, you just wipe it and keep using it, but you can't do that. Just keep using the pot and not just wiping it out. That don't work inside of a home. Definitely doesn't. Nobody wants no little critters coming around feasting on the pot. I do have to take some gear to season the griddle at a friend's house next week, because the parts should come in for the propane tank next week. So it's a Blackstone, the portable one. I think it's a 17-inch. That portable Blackstone griddle, man, is the truth. I could see myself getting one of those and taking it fishing with me, because it's definitely worth it. It breaks down real easy. I would take a different stand, and I would look for a different stand other than the one that it comes with. But yeah, Blue Dream Shrimp. Okay, let me screenshot that. Blue Green Dream Shrimp. Okay, that doesn't sound like that shrimp sounds expensive. Doesn't sound like one to use for bait. Doesn't sound like one I want to eat either. But that's besides the point. We ain't talking about edible shrimp. We just talking about shrimp for the tank. So it might be just pretty shrimp. You know, it might swim beautiful. Yeah, yeah. I kind of thought so. Yeah, kind of thought so. I'm okay with just getting earthworms, tiny. Okay. Uh, no, what is it called? Night crawlers, to breed night crawlers, or I guess the other one that's local to me is bloodworms. So I think that's the two, night crawlers and bloodworms. Oh, grass shrimp to feed some of your fish. So you have a tank to run. What kind of tank do you have run? Glass shrimp or grass shrimp? I would love to have a tank, but you have to be home, and I'm not home enough to have a tank. I don't go home every day. So for me, that doesn't work for my lifestyle. And then if you have a partner, which I did, that wasn't into the stuff you're into, they don't want to participate in things like that. I guess that's one of the reasons we're not together, because we don't see eye to eye. But it wasn't really us. It was the kids on her half, and played a part in her unhappiness, not being able to see her grandson, and that took a mental toll on the other half. So I can't get in the way of her happiness. So we parted ways because she asked for it. Phoenix, how are you? Thanks for stopping in. I wasn't in your last live, but I just chose to like it and keep it moving, because sometimes I don't want to stay in certain lives. I just want to like it and keep it moving. And this past week was a wonderful journey. I caught up on my sleep at work, and I'm able to wake up in the morning at 4:30. It's not as early as I want, because I'm usually in the gym for 4. But I'm trying to get back onto my schedule of waking up and going to the gym for 4. So I'd have to be up by 3 o'clock in the morning, and so far I haven't been able to do it. This weekend I did get a lot of sleep here. The first 2 nights home, This is the second night. So 75 gallon, 10 gallon, 15 gallon, and 29 gallon. Oh my goodness, Ron, you are doing it. We need a video just on that, run, to see what you have, what's going on, because you guys are definitely doing it. Phoenix, I haven't seen any of your walking videos lately either, Phoenix. Uh, but I know you're still doing your videos. Um, I did see a video. I don't know if it was that one. I think like maybe you might have changed jobs. I'm not sure, but maybe that was the last video that I heard. Okay, yeah. One thing I learned about keeping tanks empty is that you have to check them and make sure that they're still holding the seal. I had a problem with that. Was given a couple of tanks and went to set it up, and I actually did put water in it first, and they wasn't holding the seal. Okay, yeah. So you did see something about another job. That's what's up. And you've been out. Yeah, this is the time to get out when the weather gets warm. I hope you're enjoying yourself. You know, definitely know you be dressing cute, so you gotta be enjoying yourself. Yeah, I love fish tanks. I've loved fish tanks since I was a toddler, I would say, because I've always had fish tanks. You repaired seals? Okay. Oh, your biggest tank is a 215 gallon, 125 gallon, 237 gallons, 236 gallons, 114 gallon cubes, two 14-gallon cubes. Okay. So 237 and 36 gallons, two 14 gallons. That's what's up, Billy. I appreciate you too. You know I'm paying attention. I'm paying attention. I try my best to get to as many lives as I can. There's so much people. I was going through um my what you call it my studio yesterday. I can't find where you could unblock people. If anybody knows where to find someone that's been blocked by a moderator, because I'm trying to get one of the guys back who had a slight problem with trying to get him back into the channel, and I can't find it. Each tank it is it each tank is it its thing and preference. Oh wait a minute. So each tank has its own thing and it's a preference of what you put in it, I guess. Yeah, I couldn't find it. Thanks, Phoenix. But I was just trying to get this guy back in so he could comment or he could be in a live stream. I believe that he unsubscribed to me because I can't find him. So um I believe he unsubscribed. I believe he said he was gonna unsubscribe that day the last time because he was upset because it couldn't get done at that particular moment, which ain't a big deal, but YouTube is not a priority for me to be on it like that because you have to do all of that in the studio, and I don't have. Ooh, that thing smells good. Oh, any of you guys? Is there any smokers in here? It's not that serious, but it is what it is, and I couldn't do it at the time, so that was that. But yeah, it is what it is. My slipper is I need some glue for my slipper. The flap is flapping, and that would be the wife's job to put glue at the bottom of the slipper, but I ain't with her no more. So I don't have that hot glue thing. The plug came out of the computer. But yeah, I don't keep the laptop with me. So you're a toker. You familiar with Gorilla Crush? Have you had that strain, Gorilla Crush? It's crushing, for real. It's really crushing. It's not my crush, but it's crushing. Uh, We rock with any type of gorilla or platinum. For those of you who know I don't indulge, but I don't indulge, but I keep it tight, you know. You need to catch it if you can, man. Definitely. We know what you meant, Phoenix. You are a token, though, if you know what I mean. But that's besides the point. That's usually a Friday conversation, but we're gonna leave it at that. You know, because you do have that smile, and I think you got some dimples in your smile, and that's a good thing, you know. I've seen her the last, not the last live, but the live before the last live. She was in 3 lives ago, 4 lives ago. She was in my live. So did one today. This is my second one. So the one earlier today, she wasn't in. Uh, has to been during the week. I seen her. Cause some things was going on in there. So we was having some fun. So I'd say she was in the last Friday live last week because it was a fun live. And you know, I heard she was in another live, Flames live. We ain't gonna talk about it, but you know, some things is going down in there too. But you know, some things is thangin', you know. A lot of fun. But yeah, she's hopefully she's all right. Yeah, thanks. Yeah, definitely. I got 2 people that says that. For real, for real. I appreciate it. Sometimes I don't love my own voice, but I love who I am. I love my mindset. I love my thought process. I just wish I could find somebody that could keep up with wanting to move forward in life and not stay stagnant. Then my life will be complete. But you know, sometimes you think you have it and you really don't. And thought I had my soulmate and I didn't, but I'm still searching. You know, hopefully she finds me soon. That way I don't have to wake up alone, you know. But eventually, you know, life will be life. And I read something and I thought about it. And I said that you know, I don't think everything you read is true, but I think it can make a difference. But I don't think everything you read has to be true. Um, oh man, you're good if you love waking up alone. I don't mind waking up alone. I'm not gonna say I love it. I don't mind waking up alone. I'd rather wake up with somebody next to me. But I do like being alone at times. But don't love being alone. But I do like being alone at times. And I even think that in a relationship you can sleep separate, you know. I've done that and I love sleeping separate. I love the peace I have. I love not hearing to have to hear somebody talking on the phone, somebody keeping the light on, somebody turning the TV on to disrupt my peace. My sleep is very important. I don't like to be disturbed unless you're disturbing me the right way. Other than that, no, 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 no. Don't mess up my sleep. I like to snore. You know, I don't have a problem with it. It is what it is. You know, I like my snoring, and I'm not trying to find out anything about it. It's okay. Hey, it's all good. You know. Yeah, snoring is good, Billy. You're right about that. I love the snoring. I'll even fall asleep snoring on a live stream. To be honest, run my exact sentiments exactly. We didn't, our great grandparents didn't have TV in the bedroom, and look what they did. They created us somehow along the pipeline. So yeah, that's okay if she said you snore loud. That's definitely okay. That's because you're responsible and you work hard. That's it. You know, that's what I tell them. Yeah, I do snore, but I'm responsible. I can get to work on time, and the bills is paid. Might be a little late, That's why they have late fees. The late fees trump everything else. Don't ever think that because something late you have no rights, because they try to tell me that I had no rights to my storage unit because it was late. They was wrong. They was really wrong about that. I love those hearts and all those symbols on the side. Thank you. But God tried to not give me access to my storage units because one of them was late. So he denied me access to all three. You know what I did, right? I called the authorities. I exercised my rights. And he said that he was going hard. So he said, "Oh, can I produce the contract?" I said, "I don't have to produce the contract because you have the contract on file and you have to keep it on file. And I suggest you pull them up." The cop asked me, "Oh, so you keep a copy of the contract?" He said, "So why are you asking for this?" He said, "Because that's what we do." He said, "Okay, then. How many contracts does he have?" He said he has three. He said, "Up. I suggest you let him into whatever units he wants to go in because you don't know which unit he's late on because you couldn't tell me. And since you don't know which unit he's late on and you don't have it documented, he could go in any unit he wants. And that's the final thing. If he refuses to let me go into the units, he will get arrested." Sure enough, he let me into my units because I'm in contract. And each contract is separate. Just because you tie them in together for access doesn't mean you could deny me access from all of them. And I won. Yeah. Chinado, hello. How are you? Welcome. So snoring is cool. It's acceptable in the home. And you can't snore together. They sleep separate. But make sure you know that's when it's time to do the due diligence. Everything's good to go. That's all that matters. That's how I roll. You know? Oh yeah, you gotta know the rules. You gotta know the rules. You gotta understand the contract, and you gotta understand that. That's the one point I told him. He says I was late. I said, so what? I was late. That's why I got a late fee. I said I'm paying to be late, right? I've been paying to be late all the time. You've accepted it because you allow me to pay a late fee. So long as you allow me to pay a late fee, I'm in good standing because I paid late. I paid a late fee, so therefore I'm not late no more. I'm in good standing because I paid the late fee not to be late. There you go. Yeah. Pay the late fee not to be late. The late fee puts you in good standing and gives you immediate access. Immediately. Pronto. And even if you're not late, even if you are late and you pay two of them that's not late or two late fees, when you need to get access to your storage unit, if they locked you out of one unit because one of them is late and you have a access that has all of them, the same code to access all the units, they got to let you in because you paid a late fee for your other units. You have a right to go into your units because they're late. They paid to be late. You have access to be in those two units or two units. And even if it's one the units that you didn't pay, they don't know which one they took the payment for. All you have to say is that's not the one I paid for. I paid for this one because that's the one I needed access to. That's the one I use daily. So that's that. There's always a win, you know. There's always a win. Comply and grieve, you know. I complied by paying a late fee. Now you got to give me access. That's my grievance, and I want it. So where was we at? No TV in the bedroom. Yeah, we all like snoring. We all could agree on that. Uh, we all like fishing. We all like cooking. Uh, yeah. So the last thing I was talking about was my cast iron pots. Uh, Large cast irons. For those of you who know. Oh, Phoenix. I'm in Newark all of the time. My best friend is in Newark. I'm not far right now. I'm far from it about 2.5 hours. But uh, when I'm at work, which will be tomorrow night or tonight when I go to work, I won't be far. Maybe like depending on where you at, 45 minutes to an hour. But Newark I go to a lot. My best friend is in Newark, and I go hang out at his house. Well, not my best friend, but my best friend at work, you know, and go to Newark a lot to hang out over there, hang out with his mom. His mom has got a garden in the back, and she's got a griddle. She's got a pellet grill, a regular grill. Uh, what do you call the ones that are the other grills that a smoker? Yeah, a smoker, a pellet smoker. She's got a pellet smoker. So yeah, we be going over there getting it in. That Dominican food be Dominican in the stomach. That's for sure. You know, that food be top shelf. You know, every now and then I go over there, I get a bottle, personal size. You know, and do my thing. If I fall asleep, I fall asleep. You know, I'm the type to go fall asleep and go in the car and sleep. Wake up in the morning, go get that breakfast, take a shower, and we in there. You know, Phoenix, you can't be telling me you haven't had no. You don't go into New York City. You got to get out, man. There's. Oh my goodness. Yeah, it'd be doing this thing. You know, definitely. Okay, you got to get out there and go. You know, you got to get out there and go. You got to do your thing. It's a lot to see in New York. I can't do the Mexican food too much. Only certain things, but that's spicy, spicy. No, 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 no. It don't agree with my stomach. Marines and Army Mom, hello, how are you? Thanks for joining me. I was in your live stream the other day, but you couldn't see me. I don't know if you was able to find me, but yeah, appreciate you for looking into it and entertaining it at the time. And I'm gonna say thank you on behalf of your children for their service. Definitely thank you for their service, and thank you for the guidance that got them there. Yeah, definitely. Yeah, somebody might have did it. Might not have been of you. It might not be you that did it, but somebody definitely did something. And we're finding that a lot lately. That when someone blocks someone, it's hard to find because I've been trying to find someone this weekend that I couldn't find uh, because of an agreement I made. But eventually we'll figure it out on my end. But yeah, sometimes when a moderator blocks somebody, it's hard to find. I haven't figured it out yet, but I'm having that problem as well. But yeah, the next time you go live, I'll see if I could get in, and if not, you know, I know who to let you know. I know who to text to let you know. But sometimes it's not us; it's the moderators, and it's a sad thing, but it is. It's, things are going. Yeah, I have the laptop. I just can't figure out where to find the setting for block people. Um, and then another question is, if they unsubscribe, does that mean you can't see them? That they're blocked? Thank you, thank you. So that's what's going on with me this weekend. But you know, Marines and Army mom. I had my son was in the Army also, but he passed on. The Army paid for it due to a motorcycle accident with a deer in the route to work. So the military paid for it because, of course, he's never been late and he's never been late for work. He's never been sick from work. So yeah, that was 2017. So that's something I have to live with. February and July are the worst months for me. But yeah, that's life. Life is life in that way. And definitely appreciate those who appreciate the military. Some people don't. That's their loss. but they're living in a country that believes in the military and believes in our freedom, you know? Definitely. Yeah, I've had a lot of problems with my YouTube channel. Still learning. One of them is moderators. Sometimes I had a strike in the beginning of my YouTube journey because of putting a phone number and an address in the chat. And I was a little inebriated that night, a little drinking, feeling a little nice. And I did it like 4 times in a row. And I got the messages every time I pressed send. I got the messages from YouTube that something was wrong, but I didn't understand what the message was saying because you couldn't click on it. It was just something that went by quick. And because of that, they gave me a light AI strike, which is had to do with my moderators because in the beginning everybody was blue in the channel because you felt that's the best way to network. And then when I did that, I can't see the chats and a lot of the options that you need you can't do when you're live. One of them is chats, and then there's a couple of things I couldn't do when posting. So I had to reformat the way I was posting the shorts. But I'm only allowed to post shorts right now. I don't know how to post the videos, so I'm only doing shorts. And I think there's clips from the shorts. I'm not even sure what it is, but uh, the videos come from the live streams, and they go into video. Some of them go into video, some goes into live, I think. But I'm still learning how to do it. Thank you, Phoenix. But it's a journey. I'm still learning. I don't know how to edit. I don't think I plan to learn how to edit. I'm just gonna do everything the way it is. Let it post because I don't do any cussing for the most part. I did cuss once because someone got me upset, but that was during a live. But try not to allow people to interrupt the piece. And I was driving at the time, so yeah. Hopefully everything works out. I'm gonna be doing some more shorts and figuring out how to capitalize on this video when I go live with Flames, and thinking of getting a GoPro. But I do have a camera that I plan to use, but I just haven't gotten all the batteries and the charging system for that camera. But they said that I could go live with the Canon camera I have. Thank you very much, Marines and Army Mom. But the camera that I have, the Canon T4i, is supposed to be able to go live with it. But I do plan to use that camera to capture uh, videos while I'm fishing. So that's the purpose of gonna have. I'm waiting to get another what's the word I'm looking for? Another camera stand or tripod. So I want to get the same one that I have, so that I have the sturdiness, and then I want to get the bags that attach to it for the to hold it down for the weight, because I do have a bag holder or something that holds the bag. So you have to get the Canon one that straps, one that clips in to the small clip here, or you could get the ones that wrap around the legs. So I found a set that wraps around the legs, but they're a little too big. But they do make smaller ones that hold water. I probably prefer the ones that have sand in it, but my godbrother stands on the ones that hold water. He thinks those are better. But we gotta agree to disagree. But we'll figure it out when the time comes. The two ones that the ones that he did order, two of them were leaking, so he said he can send them back. But he has a good amount because of what he uses them for, which is CB or antennas. Not really for CB, but you can use them for CB radio or ham radio. So that's one of the things that we do. That's a focus on my other channel, the Mr. Nice channel, which is pinned. And hopefully I'll be having more content. I keep my radio with me daily now, and haven't done a stream with the radio yet because the conditions for the AM channels for CB radio or it's not as great as it was in the past. And I haven't found someone local to talk to since I've been talking on it. So it's kind of hard. The only one that I can talk to on it when I'm in New York is him. But based on the amount of propagation on the air, we can't always copy one another from where I'm at. And the channels that we can copy each other on, I'm not supposed to be on. So I don't stay on those channels. I went on it to listen to see if I could hear him, but I was able to hear him. And I can go on there with him on it and use his license call sign, but we're technically supposed to be together. Technically, we was together because we was on FaceTime and we just had it on mute. So technically, we was together if you had to go in the court of law. But, you know, that was that. That was only for testing purposes. And we was together, technically, you know, because we was on FaceTime, so that's being together according to new technology, you know, and it is admissible in court, technically, you know, especially if you have another phone, you can record from another phone that I'm watching him that we're together. So technically, I was together. You know what I mean? You know, it's just like being on a video phone call, like right now, like, you know, if we was calling each other and it was a male and female, we was calling each other, we could engage in activities, which would be cool. But, you know, that's what people do nowadays. Not everybody does that, but technically could be fun, you know, or it could be a learning experience. You could be talking to somebody, learning how they cook a steak, learning how to cook grits, learning how to cook cornmeal porridge, things like that. Oh, so you have to unblock from the Google account. Okay. So I know how to get into the Google account. I'm going to have to look at that then. Thanks, Phoenix. And, that's why we have the internet, because we could learn from YouTube. You're still watching somebody, you could watch them live or you could watch the video. You're still learning. That's the power of internet and YouTube and TikTok and Instagram. Not too much with Facebook stuff, but, those are the formats for learning things. Wow. I can see that because there are a lot of people that are fresh towards women on the internet, especially from other countries. Those guys are bananas. Really, bananas. Yeah, I know. I used to mod a channel, and I'm probably still a moderator on her channel, but if she knew how much work her channel is, oh my God, I had to take a break from that channel because it's actually too much work. Because she does dress provocative, really dress provocative. And I don't think she realizes how provocative she dresses, to be honest with you. But she is supposed to be a smart lady, you know, really smart lady. But, when you're too smart, you don't have common sense. And her lack of common sense is what messes it up. But, you know, it was a lot of work, really a lot of work. It drained me. It drained me, really literally drained me. And I had to take a break from it. And then there was another moderator that, you know, didn't like the way I moderated. And she was a female. So I just pulled back and let her do it, you know. Then she realized how much work it was because she got into it with another one and another moderator there, and we both stopped moderating for that channel for the most part. If I do moderate there, I'll just moderate in the background, but I won't say anything in the chat. But that's until her super moderator comes on, and then I say la vie. I'm done. But yeah, I know what you mean with that. It's sad, but you know, women are. I find that women are always going to do better than men in YouTube because they don't have to do a lot to get. In my opinion, I could be wrong, but those who are looking or seeking that type of attention don't have to do a lot. It's just a little bit of things they have to do, and they'll keep their followers. They'll keep their people coming to the channel, all that stuff. But it is what it is. You do what you do, get what you need to get. Nothing wrong with that. Oh, really? What is it? 212? I don't even know what it is because I don't check it. I know my old area code is not going to be it. One of them is 718. Oh, wow. I don't even know Ohio. Wow. Okay. I'm about 4 hours from Ohio, I believe, from here. 4 to 5 hours from Ohio. I've been there once, but I didn't really go around. I just dipped in real quick on the border, went into a gas station. We got a call out we wasn't picking up the box truck that we were supposed to pick up, and I turned around and left because I'm not gonna hang out waiting for nobody. And the guy couldn't tell how soon before he was coming back, so I didn't bother. I don't got time for that. I put up a message on my laptop. 713. Never been to Houston. No, 718. Sorry, 718. Probably said the wrong one. Yeah, that's the problem I was having in my chat rooms on. It's not about drama. Uh, and people coming there bringing drama and starting drama and worrying about other people and disrespecting women. And I'm not gonna have any disrespect towards women in my chat. And some people didn't like it based on something that went on in that woman's personal life, which has nothing to do with them supporting the channel technically. But it is what it is. I got past it, and that was that. But I don't want any drama in my channel. I don't want anybody disrespecting women or women's children or anybody's children for that most part. I think people's personal business shouldn't be part of somebody disrespecting them on YouTube. I mean, you know, it is what it is, and just don't want it in my channel. This is supposed to be a safety zone, and we're here to help people. Not to get people upset. And what I was saying about the cast iron pot, Phoenix, was that I have brand new pots that have been in storage for a few years, and now they're inside the oven because I want to use them this year. So I have them in the oven for storage purposes, and they have a little rust on it. So I have to get the rust out with a, a grill outside the house in the backyard. I'm going to use a grill so it can get uh, hot heat, and so that the smoke when I what's the word I'm looking for? When I season it, the smoke won't be inside the house and make the fire alarms go off. Multitask. I'm trying to find the Google profiles for the people that's blocked. It's not going to be people in sharing. It's got to be in personal info and under Google accounts, because those people won't be in my personal phone. Let me see what we're saying here. See what I'm missing. Yeah, I like to burn tea lights. Marines and Army Mom. Yeah, the rust in the cast iron. Yeah, I have to do mine also, so I have to season that also. I'm probably gonna do a video on that when I do it. No, never had red hair, light brown hair back in the days. My hair was light brown when I was younger, like junior high school era. But hair is sort of black and gray now. Think I might have had red hair when I was really young, red or brown hair. Right, yeah, baking soda and vinegar, yes. I have the baking soda and I do have vinegar. Kumari, how are you? Thanks for jumping in. Thank you, Marines on. Yeah, I have a video that says that also. I just go back to the video and whatever it has, I just watch the video and I emulate what the video is telling me. I do have all of those things. I also have a cast iron thing that I got from Blackstone to reseason the pots. Their method. So I have a little bit of both. I have what they suggest and I have the ones that are suggested in the videos. But you're right about that. Marines around with soda and vinegar. And you scrub it in. And then you let it soak and then scrub it in. And then I guess you rinse it, you dry it with paper towels, and then you season it. I prefer to season it with peanut oil, but everybody has their preference of, what they want to use. But I like to re-season it with peanut oil, and then as I start seasoning it, I could season it with avocado oil, daily clean it and then season it back with avocado oil or whatever oil that I'm using. But I do use avocado oil to cook with when when I'm cooking. What's good, Kamari? How you doing today? Okay, I see one thing is missing here. I don't see my Struggler profile under my Google account. Okay. Right, yeah. Okay, that's what's up. So this puts me back into the YouTube studio, the YouTube account. So this is not what I'm looking for. So I'm gonna leave this open for now. I'm good. You just woke up? Did you sleep good? You had somebody rubbing those feet? What's going on? Talk to me. These are things that need to be known at this sort of hour. Why you waking up so early in the morning? Because it was Friday, and you know, well, it was Saturday actually. My bad. It was Saturday, so I don't know what kind of Saturday shenanigans go on in your end, but you know, I woke up alone, and had I would have not waken up alone, some things would have been going down. It's still the weekend, you know. Rinse with hot water and never wash in dishwashing liquid. Okay, I got you. Rinse with hot water. Don't use dishwashing liquid, and rinse it with the vinegar and the baking soda, if I'm not mistaken, which is the one that makes things rise. I don't know. I think so. I'm not too sure, but let me go back and make sure that I'm saying the right thing. Baking soda, because you got to be real specific these days. Yeah, baking soda and vinegar. Right. It's funny you say don't use dishwasher. I'm glad you said that because that's important to remember. No shenanigans for you, Phoenix. Yeah. I don't know if Kanari had any shenanigans, but yeah, sometimes you need a little shenanigans in your life, Phoenix. You know what I'm saying? But we're gonna leave it at that. I'm looking for some shenanigans because I'm separated but single, and I got the green light, and there ain't no going back. Not right now, and don't think there will be any going back. I think I will go back if I was divorced from her. I'd be glad to go back, but not while I'm married with her. You made your bed, now you got to stay with it. You know what I'm saying? I stand on that, 10 toes down. But I wouldn't be limited if I was divorced from her to going back and you know what they say, dipping the bishop. I hear you. I'm past that phase, so I'm good with that. I'm already past that. So it's a beautiful thing, though. It's a beautiful thing for those who could practice abstinence. Take notes, people. Abstinence. You know. All right. So this is the regular YouTube channel. This is not the studio, so this is not going to help me either because what I need is not here. But it says that I have 200 subscribers under Anthony E. Hey, I try to do my best to do what I do to fulfill what I have to fulfill in a relationship, and I can say that I have. I can say that we did have a decent relationship, being married, and I can say that the reason that then we're not together is not because of us. It's because of her children that didn't like me. You know, maybe not both of them, maybe just one, maybe a combination of both, but also the ex husband on her part uh, being a factor as far as dealing with the children didn't help the situation either because, of course, you know, he lost it to a big dog. That would be me, and some people don't like that, say, especially Hispanic men, they don't like losing their woman to, the man, not that man, but the man, which is me, you know, little intimidation behind all that. But it is what it is, Like I said, you know, I stand 10 toes down on what I do, what I bring to the relationship, you know, a lot of jealousy. I would say a lot of jealousy, a lot of envy, but it's all good, I didn't get to where I'm at because I was hanging out in the streets. I was standing on the corner drinking a 40, or, I was doing other things that we won't mention because of people that do it. But you know what I'm saying? I wasn't doing those things. I was actually standing 10 toes down, grinding every day, going to work, I'm a whole vibe, to be honest. I'm a whole vibe. And, I ain't get where I got. I don't have what I have because I was lazy. May not have much now, you know. I do have much, but you know, not where I want to be, where I should be, right now in my life. But I'm happy, and that's what matters. Wow, 41 years. God bless him. Sorry for your loss, but yeah, 41 years is a lot. I wish I could say I was married more than 7 years, but I never stayed in my second marriage. Never completed 7 years. This one I completed 4. Uh, wasn't 4 happy years. It was 4 years, but we did 4. But right now, I'm good. I'm happy. Hopefully she's happy. If she's not, that's her fault. For allowing people to interrupt her peace, and you can't allow people to interrupt your peace, especially in a marriage. And in life, period. You have to have control of your own life. If you can't have control of your own life, then where you destined to go? And I think that she needs to regain that control. Regardless, she might have it. Who knows? Doesn't really matter to me. Because, like I said, I'm not there no more, and I'm not gonna hold myself accountable to anything on that side. I can only worry about me now and my happiness. I have to be happy too, and I need my peace. My peace is everything right now, especially with what I have to go through in life on a daily basis. And people don't realize that men suffer too, Uh, and hey, I'm getting through my suffering. I'm making every day a good day. I'm making every day better than the day that I passed, and I'm putting my right foot forward all the time. And I'm doing the things that make me happy. I'm doing what I want to do. I'm doing it my way, and I'm not letting nothing stop me. I'm not letting money stop me. I'm not letting the car stop me. If I want to do something, I'm gonna go do it. You know, you miss when you was a wife. Oh, you should only miss it if somebody appreciated you being a wife. That's the thing, is that you have to have someone that appreciates you. One day at a time, yeah. Still smiling, and my peace is priceless. Peace is priceless. You're right. My peace is priceless. You know, in a relationship, out of a relationship, my peace is priceless. I can't have anyone interrupting my peace. You know, you know what it is, Karen. Can't have nobody interrupting my peace, and can't have anyone making my day go bad, stressing me out. You got to figure your own problems out sometimes. If you can't take good advice, then you're on your own. Because if you don't want to take someone's advice, then you're not looking to fix a problem. So for me, um, can't say that I know everything, but I know a little bit about how to avoid stress in my life and how to avoid drama. And that's where it's important. I don't need that stuff. I don't need no stress. I don't need no drama. And I know how to stay clear of that. I know how to bob and weave, and definitely gonna bob and weave away from drama. So I can't find what I'm looking for. I'm gonna leave this open just in case I get any suggestions. But right now, I don't need to be bothered with that. But yeah, that's definitely what I know how to do, and I'm grateful for uh, being raised and learning about choices, right from wrong, uh, knowing that I have to get up and do something productive every day. My dad didn't have me hanging on the block. I was going and taking free courses that the city offered, the library offered. I was out there doing stuff. I took a class in botany, I think, which is, I don't know if it was botany or horticulture. One of them which has to do with growing things in the garden. And I took a class with that at Grand Army Plaza with the Parks Department. I took a class in photography at the library. Um, so many things I was doing, when I was younger to be busy. You know, took up karate. Not that it made a difference, but it was all about discipline. And I did learn discipline. I didn't advance in karate because, of course, the instructor didn't like me. But all they cared about was beating you with the bamboo stick, you know. And there was only so much I was gonna take of that, Had to keep it moving. Not gonna be hitting me all the time with no stick, That's crazy. I had to bounce from that. That was not productive. And hitting somebody doesn't help anything. So that didn't work out for me, and that was okay. All you have to do is know how to use your hands, know how to think, bob and weave, and your next thing is the object that you will find close to you. If you can find an object to even the odds, it is what it is. Back in those days, you was outnumbered anyway, so you had to even the odds. Yeah, you're right, but that's the way they do it. That's acceptable uh, to be disciplined back then. It's acceptable to be disciplined by your neighbors. Yeah, it does hurt. That's why they used it. That was the whole idea. They wanted to inflict pain because they didn't like us because of, you know, that original war. They didn't like us because of the original war, and they wanted to use their ideologies in their craft and use that to hurt. They hurt you more than they teach you. It's not, but that's why I left. Wasn't acceptable. And what was I gonna do? Have my dad go there and pew pew the place? Because he wasn't talking about it, and he ain't gonna do no karate. Technically, that is deadly force, you know. And what's the rules of deadly force, people? Equal or greater value, you know. If his equal is greater than your value, then you're at a loss. So you have to come back better. It's just rules of the thumb. And that goes to I'd rather be judged by 12 than carried by 6, you know. We're going to talk about this. We're going to show you movies how that's not acceptable. Yeah. So you know what I'm talking about, Kumari. You know what I'm talking about. And that's not acceptable. It's not acceptable. You know. That's that. Yeah. That's when you whip out. I'm gonna leave that for Friday, Kamari. I'm not even gonna put you on blast right now, you know, because I got a method for when people are hurt, in this type of situation. You know, you gotta put your best foot forward. That's what I specialize in. Friday shenanigans. Yeah, I know about that. I've had two girlfriends in my life in the past. We don't count that as long-term relationships. We just count that as girlfriends. That was in that type of situation, and yeah, amazing, amazing, amazing friendship, amazing time in my life. Um, Memorable one, and I ran across her at the roller skating ring with the adopted brother, and he said some things in the roller skating ring that he regretted. Because I knew what was going on. And I knew the hate that he had because she liked me and he was supposed to be the big brother. And we just gonna leave it at that. But I tell you, she came roller skating and didn't know that he was an avid skater, and he didn't know I was an avid skater, and he didn't know that I was popular at that ring. Basically, I was the man there. Not really the man, but the man next to the man who was the man that was the man next to the man. If you understand what I'm saying. And came there with a short and stout body build, trying to be cool, trying to act down, and trying to get his skate on, and trying to, hold down the fact that he was the big brother. He said the wrong thing in front of the wrong person. Yeah, and then he went and skated to the bathroom after saying that, and a couple of goons, we're gonna leave it at like that, that didn't like what he had to say, that was in a little circle over that side. Oh, hold on. A little circle over that side. Yeah, my chest started to hurt just now when I moved my arm. But yeah, he got the business taken care of in the bathroom, and he came out and he didn't understand it. Came and asking me some questions. I had no answers for him, but found out later on what happened. So what happened was he negated the fact that he was talking about me to somebody, and then when somebody came over and seen him talk to me again, they wanted to know what he said, and I told him he got the business again because he shouldn't have came over to me. And somebody was happy about it, you know. Somebody was definitely happy about it. But those are the days. But never forgot Lisa. Her name was Lisa. Lisa was awesome. And yeah, Kamari, you are a survivor. And appreciate you for being strong and being able to share that tonight or this morning. But definitely a survivor. And that's why I don't tolerate disrespect to women in my chats, because of these things, which is about mental health. And mental health is important. It affects a lot of us. And I don't like any disrespect towards women or children. And that goes for life. That's a lifestyle that I live by. I was convicted of something that I didn't do in the past. It was expunged when I lost my son. But I was convicted of domestic violence, and I've never done nothing to hurt. The Pennsylvania State Police that investigated me here in this state said that that should have never happened. He found nothing to substantiate it, because he did investigate me out here for something. And he said that, he knows I was done a great injustice. And in order for that charge to be there, they would have to have something to base it on. It was just based on a female judge that didn't like men. She liked women. And she used her personal beliefs against me. And, you know, she made a decision that she had control of, which set me back in life, you know? And that's that. I wish I could find out about, uh, I wish they would write me about what's the word I'm looking for? To sue her with a bunch of people. I would sue that lady if I could, because set me back, and set me back a lot of time, a lot of years, took me out of the position that I should be in, lost a lot of money, lost a lot of income, lost a lot of advancements because of that, And would have been in a better position if she hadn't put that charge on me. Definitely would have, because the line of work that I did was security at the time, and interrupted me from doing what I really wanted to do, uh, advancing and becoming an instructor in certain things, and it was a setback. And I dislike those type of people. I dislike those type of people. There's another word for it, but I choose not to use that word because I've learned from that word. And I'll just say I dislike that type of person. Just like I disliked the guy that affected my job back then too. That was a part of the agency I worked for. And Lord help him, knock on wood, and hope I never see him on vacation somewhere with his wife. Whatever cash I have in my hands. Sorry for that guy, but he would get a punishment. You know, some people deserve it. You know, the things people do affect people for a lifetime, and some people deserve to get the same punishment back. They really do. They really do. But God doesn't want me to speak like that. He wants me to be grounded. He wants me to be faithful in His word, and He wants me to walk a righteous path. So we're just gonna touch it right there and leave it. That's what it is. That's exactly what it is. So where we at now? We touched the cast iron pots. We all have an understanding of how to season. Um, yeah, judges was really against men, but it's okay. She just made me stronger. She made me much stronger. She made me look at life differently. She made me prepare myself for any new woman that I have to be involved with, to make sure that all the T's and all the I's are dotted. Because I definitely do more of a homework now when looking for a partner. My last partner, I didn't feel I needed to do that type of homework. I should have, though, but I knew her prior, so we was already friends. It wasn't somebody new. But if I deal with somebody new, I have to put a little work in. A lot of things that I have to find out. To make sure that we're compatible. But you know, it could set you back, could move you forward. You never know. Justice will prevail. You're right about that. Yeah, I believe in that. Those people usually don't have happy lives anyway, you know. It is what it is. They set their own selves back. Trying to think what am I gonna do now? Gotta wake up and well, not wake up, but I gotta start doing something at around 6 or 7. Before, well, actually, I could do it before I go to get my passengers, so I could do it exactly around 9, and then leave. I could start my laundry before I leave, and then come back and do my laundry. I'll just have to wear my sweatpants. Yeah, they're not happy, Karen. They're definitely not. That's a fact. You see these people later on in life, the lives are not the same as they was. I mean, some people that are nasty growing up to people, they end up, you know, under bad circumstances. I've noticed. Some people that do things, their life gets better because they realize their mistakes and they do what they can to make it better. You know, some people, you know, but it is what it is. You can only be the best you can be. If you can't be the best, can't be like the rest. You know, definitely can't be like the rest of the people around you. So I'm grateful for everything that I've learned, life lessons, and I'm grateful for always having a plan and a backup plan. Yeah, just be yourself. As long as you plan and you have a backup plan, you're setting yourself up to succeed, no matter what the circumstances are. Excuse me, I had a powerful yawn right there. I noticed it's getting a little cold in here. Give me a moment. I have to readjust the heater. Feel like having a little snack. um, I got some good rest today. I'm gonna get some more rest today. I just woke up and I can't go back to sleep now. I'm wide awake, but you know how the tiredness is catching up to you. So of course, when you're up, you're gonna yawn if your body's not where it needs to be. And my body is tired, but I'm not tired. You know, if I lay down now, I'm not gonna fall asleep. What I don't have this weekend is I don't have the creamer because I decided not to buy the creamer. I'm gonna buy the creamer today when I leave to go to New York. I'm gonna buy the creamer that I want. I can buy it in New York, but matter of fact, that's what I'll do. I'll buy the creamer in New York when I go to Key Food versus, versus buy it now and carry it there. That's a funny one because there's either a typo there, but I hope you meant snack, not smack, because I don't like my booty smacked. I definitely don't. I like to smack a booty though. I don't like the hazelnut. I'm not into coffee like taste. I do like the sweet cream. Definitely something sweet for me. So the sweet cream is what I like. I believe that's what it's called. That is my favorite. I did like almond joy in the past. Oh, that's nice. I love strawberry festivals too. I love picking strawberries and stuff like that. Yeah, I wonder what the snack is. Uh, are you saying nice to strawberry festivals, guys? Or are you saying about the smack? Cause I want to know. I've been hungry. I fast 12 hours a day, right? So I would need an hour more. Well, actually, I don't fast on the weekend, but if I was to be fasting, I would need 45 minutes more before I could have something. But I fast during the week, Monday through Friday, or Sunday through. My fast starts on a Sunday, so I fast Sunday through Friday, or Sunday through Sunday during the week that I'm not home, and the weekend I'm home, I eat normally on the weekends, but I still fast on the weekends at least 8 hours in between eating. So I'm vigilant in fasting. Brownies with pecans. Up. I wouldn't snack on that. Sorry, Karen. Don't do the pecans. But I would pick it out, though. I'll tell you that. I do the brownies with walnuts. I'll tell you that. But I don't know about the frosted part. I don't know what you're frosting it with. Never had frosted brownies. I don't think, unless you're talking about chocolate over on the top of it. A chocolate. What's the word I'm looking for? I forgot what you call it. The When you take it out of the little thing tub and you put it across the top of a cake, like the dressing. Forgot what that's called. Oh yeah, happy Mother's Day, ladies. Sorry, I forgot. I lost my mom, so I don't really think about Mother's Day. But now I guess, oh, I guess it's too late. Well, I can send a chat. I can send it to uh my former but still married to wife, because it is um technically she's not supposed to be with nobody because she's married to me, so I won't be interrupting nothing, if you know what I mean. But I'm gonna do what I do and send the message. I'm not gonna send the message to my first wife because she's married and she'll be in bed with her husband. Wouldn't want to disturb anything, you know what I mean? Cause if it was me, it'll be going down, and if I was him, I'd be putting it down. Okay, I did my due diligence. I don't think I need to send any message to anyone else. Yeah, sorry to hear that, Phoenix, that you lost your mom as well, but That's what it is, and we got to move on and be happy and be grateful. Um, Sad I forget all the holidays lately, but that's a part of my journey, forgetting things. And I was thinking about it yesterday and forgot today that it was here. But yeah, should do a post about it too because um, yeah, when I wake up, I'll send my first wife a happy Mother's Day message and try to see if I could send out a bunch of texts. But got to do laundry this morning. Oh well, got a lot to do today. So, I know what camera's there. Kumari, what state are you in? And Marines and Army Mom, what state are you in? I think Phoenix is in the tri-state area because she mentioned it earlier. So she should be in New Jerusalem. Yeah, you did say that the other day. Yeah, and I did say that I plan to go out there. That's one of the places I plan to go and do some fishing in Tennessee. Okay. Yeah, I have some people that I follow that's in Tennessee that I'm supposed to be going. Supposed to be doing a cabin, hopefully a cabin vacation, and of content or YouTube people, and we're supposed to meet up and go to stay in a well, sort of like a mansion cabin, like a big mansion that a person knows about, where it could host at least 8 families of people to come down and hang out for the weekend and go fishing. So we're thinking about that. We haven't put it forth yet, but that's an option for this year or next year. And Maryland is a hop, skip, and a jump. I always go to Maryland to go get crab cakes. Forgot the place that I used to go to or where it was, and the person that I used to go with that I used to meet. She's on some ishkabibble stuff. She got mad because I stopped contacting her on a regular basis because of this last marriage, and stated that we were friends, so there should have been nothing wrong with it. But listen, I chose to stop communicating because some friendships you flirt. That was a friendship that I flirted with. Never did nothing with it, but that's how I'm used to talking. And some things you just have to leave alone. And I chose to leave that one alone because, she was someone that I did like. I respected her because she was a friend, but I did like her. You know, you're allowed to have secret crushes in life, and you have to know yourself. And myself told me not to keep in contact with her. You know, I have that much respect for myself and for the fact that I was getting married to end certain types of friendships, to make myself a better person, to make myself someone that my daughter can look up to, let my daughter see that not all men cheat. And, this marriage, was going to be none of that. The last marriage it was because, things happen. And, believe me, I wasn't the first one to start the situation. You know, I did my due diligence, I did my homework. And when it was no longer necessary to be together and you had to seek happiness elsewhere, you know, I had the best of both worlds. You know, didn't work out that good, but it is what it is, you know. But life goes on, We learn from our mistakes. And that's all I could say is that learn from our mistakes, and I hope they learn from their mistakes. And life goes on. Papa's is a seafood restaurant. I've never heard of Papa's. This was a big chain restaurant. I know it was red. The awning was red, but Popeyes, I never heard of it. What part of Maryland is that? What's up, Billy? Billy's doing this thing. Billy, yeah, you know, good stuff. Smells good too. Smells real good. Matter of fact, I should get my jar. Hold on, people. Let me go do my thing because I gotta take care of stuff that has to be taken care of. Thanks for reminding me, Billy. You know these things are important, right? Billy, if you know, you know, you know. I'm just gonna leave it at that. We're gonna turn a little. We're gonna leave it at that. I got the terracotta stones in here, you know. We're gonna leave it at that, you know. Leave it at that. Can't really see it, but you know, certain things you're not supposed to show on YouTube. Billy, that smells good. So this one right here, Billy, is called Platinum Yeti. You know about Platinum Yeti? This one is Gorilla Crush. Gorilla Crush. You know about that, you know. We're gonna leave it like that. You know what I'm saying? Oh, you know about that too, Kamari? You get down with the get down, Kamari? Cause if you get down with the get down, let me know. You know, inquiring minds wanna know. Cause you know, this ain't really for me. This is just in case. You always gotta keep the just in case scenario just in case. You know, I aim to please. So that's how it's going down, and we're gonna leave it at that. It goes down like that because that's the way it goes down. You know, you gotta do your part. You gotta do your part, and some things are little things, some things are big things. I believe in the little things. Because you know sometimes you gotta indulge to have your peace. Sometimes you have to do a little something to have your peace. Some things is peaceful, some things is not. And I always believe that if my mom and dad does it, it's good, you know? So thank you very much. If my mom and dad did it, that means it's not a bad thing. So I don't look down on that, because I've seen it all my life. You know, my mom and dad does it. So that makes it right, technically speaking. So Billy said he's never had the the gorilla. I think he said the Gorilla Crush. But what about the Platinum Yeti? Yeah, I didn't ask Billy. I don't know. I don't know if I asked you what state you're in, and I don't remember asking Run what state he's in. I don't know if Run is still in here, but if Run says he's in Maryland or something like that or close. Definitely gonna go fishing with Run. And I don't know where you're at, Billy, but I don't know if you go fishing, but we definitely like to collab with people that like to fish or people that just want to do content that are not afraid to be on the camera. Uh, we do plan to travel the tri-state areas because that's what I do. So, you know, Texas, yeah, okay. I plan to go to Texas. I have to go somewhere close to Katy. Both of my best friend and her husband, who I'll say is my friend because he's married to my best friend. I haven't met him personally yet, but both of my best friends are in Texas. They're in Katy. Well, I think they sold the house in Katy and they're someplace close to Katy within 25 minutes. But I do have to go to Texas. My godson, however, is in North Carolina, another part of North Carolina. I do need to find out where he's at in North Carolina. I forgot the state. I mean the part. And I don't know where you're at, Marines and Army Mom. But you have family that's in Texas. That's what's up. But I do have to go to North Carolina to get with my godson. Danger, how are you, Assad? Blessings, sir. Blessings. Hope all is well with you. Hope you're having a good night, good day. Assad, my friend, I believe Assad is out of the country. He's out of the country. And I believe Assad is original member of the 10-4 crew like myself. And Assad has been around these YouTube streets with me for I believe over 2 years or more. Might even be more than 2 years in that channel. But we're just gonna go back to 3 years, I believe. I'm gonna say 2 or 3 years in that one channel. But I think I've been following that channel longer. But that's besides the point. And Assad is overseas, out of the country, and supporting many channels. Thank you, Assad. And he comes with a big family because he's not just Assad Danger. He is a brand, and they roll deep with this brand. They definitely do. Appreciate you. But yeah, so we got a good idea of where everyone's at now. I will forget again, but for the most part, that's what's up. But I'm supposed to go to Texas this year. I don't know when, but it's kind of hard because the business I do, I have to pay a weekly fee for a vehicle that I'm going to be getting shortly. I don't know how soon, but I have to pay a weekly fee for the vehicle, so I really can't travel as much as I want to because of this fee. Thank you, Assad. Appreciate you. And we do have to pay a weekly fee, so it inhibits me of traveling because the vehicle pays for itself unless I jump into a different vehicle, which I might try to do both, but it's going to affect my savings when I do get my money. I'm not going to be able to put my money back into savings that I should have, that should be there, that I blew when I was on this last workers' comp case and because of my separation. So it's going to interfere with me putting my money back into savings, which I need to do because I'm retired. I'm going to be retired soon. So I should have a safety cushion, which I won't have. But if I do get the business, I can get the safety cushion back up in a quick manner. Uh, it's just a gamble, you know, and sometimes you could win with a gamble, sometimes you could lose. Got a snack right here I'm looking at. I'm thinking if I should indulge. Did anybody get a Scooby snack? Because I don't want to be alone if I have to snack. Cheddar and sour cream. I have a small bag of cheddar and sour cream that I got from the lodge today. And they didn't have the chips that I wanted, but the lodge sells the chips for 50 cents, the small one. So I figured, why not? But didn't have another half that had a pocketbook so I could buy 3 bags like I usually do, because I like to snack. Oh, you would? No snacks, but you smoke? You know, not really much of a smoker, Kamari, unless I have a cigar. But I would smoke a cigar with you. You could smoke. I'll have a cigar. Definitely that. My job that I have, I get random, so I can't smoke, on a regular basis because I'm subject to randoms, and gotta protect my job. 26 years in the game, can't throw that away for a little smoky smoke with a cutie. Can't do that, you know. Gotta be careful with the drinking too, because you could go in to work and get sent down. And a lot of people have come home or going into work after a weekend of hanging out and partying, especially some weekends that'll be coming up. They get caught with the business. A lot of people get caught for their birthday too. I'm hoping somebody I knows doesn't get himself jammed up, because we playing a lot of games with those people, and his birthday is coming up next week, and just got brought up on some charges that might not stick, but yeah, you know that, Karen. You know that. Matter of fact, come to think of it, I think I did finish my Absolute, and I don't think I put my Tito's in the freezer. I like my vodka on ice. So that's the deal. I just got a notification. So that means somebody's up, and I know why they up, you know. But, oh no, that wasn't somebody. That was my auntie. Okay, so that was that. But yeah, England is a different time frame. But that was a group text of my England family in the UK. Haven't been drinking too much on the weekends, Karen. Not really feeling it lately, because it'll have to be on a Friday, and Friday I was just getting my rest, and did drink the other day when I was at work. I will be bringing some nips with me though this week. I'm gonna bring some nips to New York, so I can drink during the week while I'm out hanging out. You know, I can have a nip here and there, so I will be bringing that with me. When I'm fishing, I like to indulge when I'm fishing, and I'm not gonna be buying no big bottles, because I'm not gonna be keeping open bottles no more in the car. Can't do that, because you have a other half, and if you drink with me, sorry to say, oh, it's not here right now, but I left it in the kitchen. I got some coconut oil, and trying to find somebody to use it on. Sorry, Cornelius, but can't drink, because these hands is trying to get busy, with some coconut oil, you know, and don't want to cause no trouble. Got magical hands, real magical hands, and I don't want my hands to get tired. I got to use them. Carpal tunnel ain't cool, so got to make sure I use my hands. Sorry to hear that. That's why I drink responsibly, and I stay off the road, and I don't drive. Okay, cool. That's cool, Karen. And I stay put. I believe in not driving. I stand 10 toes down on that. I do believe in being the designated driver, though, and that's why I have a limit to what I drink, so I can drive. I'm not, you know, drunk or nothing like that, but I do stand against people that drink and drive. Um, Even people that think they can do it and that want to do it sucks, because I do have a other half that was a functioning, and that's why she didn't drive. When she did it on her own, that's her business. But not gonna catch me in a car with her driving when she's drinking. No way, Jose. I'm not going nowhere. I'm not going nowhere. I'm not down with that at all. Definitely not. I'm basically a person that if I went to someone's house and I was drinking, just point me to a room I could go to sleep in, because if I don't sleep in your house, I'm going to sleep in my car, and that's that. I'm gonna let you know. Listen, I'll be in my car. I'm going to sleep. When I wake up, I will be leaving, but I'm not driving with anything in my system. I got two professional licenses that I have to protect. That has to do with driving. Um, Not me. I'm protecting my license. So long as there's no dogs or cats, I'll be going to sleep. But there's dogs or cats or furry animals. No can do. Sorry. Yes, sir. I do. Over 25 years with it, nice and clean. And I also have a license to drive a taxi and an accessorized vehicle within the class of my license. It's all good, Karen. Then I'll fall asleep in front of the fish tank. I love looking at fish tanks. Yeah, I take driving seriously. I do roll with the rush at times, but I like to stay in a safety zone where there's nothing around me when I drive, and I have enough space in the front and the back of me to react to any situation that comes up. Yes, sir. Zero tolerance. You're right about that. And my other license has zero tolerance for that or drugs. So trust me, anything that could get in my system that could they could test for in a urinalysis can't be can't be with it. You need a Scooby snack. The only time I like to drink is when I'm hanging out. If I fish with certain people and we're having a barbecue or catch and cook or just a barbecue while we're fishing, definitely gonna be drinking. Do have some friends that drink and drive. They won't listen. They won't stay where they're at, and I can't tell a grown man what to do. And dudes is fighting for their keys. They definitely fight for the keys, and I'm not getting into nobody like that. Wow, yeah, you're right about that. And there's no professional courtesies no more. The amount of BBQs that I go to while fishing, Karen, I couldn't even film it because, do a YouTube video because the amount of noise that one friend that does the grilling that he makes and the music, he tears it up. And this year, I could play the music out of my car and tear it up too, and it won't affect my car starting. So I could play for at least 4 hours on my car with no problem easily. I'm pumped to music. Just open up my hatch and have a good time. Zero tolerance for drinking. You got that right. Definitely grateful for the discipline that I have when it comes to being responsible, especially being responsible on the road and taking charge when I did hang out and volunteering to be the designated driver. Yeah, I enjoyed him too in the live stream. Definitely had a good time. Uh, I enjoy anybody to come in the live stream with me. I think that I don't have a problem communicating with people, and I like to give people an option to jump in. That's why I always leave a link in a post so that anybody can join me. I think it's good that people who do content have the opportunity to jump in and cross connect. You know, it's very, very, very cool, and it shows the diversity amongst the creators and show that even though you have separate platforms that you could still come together. Even if you have some of the interests are the same, like fishing. Everybody's in a different area. Everybody has different things, and when you start seeing the gear that other people are using, it's a lot to talk about. You know, there's a lot of things to talk about. There's one guy I would like to have a conversation. He's probably live now, which is Burkos. Burkos is on some serious stuff with his fishing gear too, and a lot of people are not really paying attention. You know, to the little things, the intricate things that are important in fishing, like the gear. Not a lot of people talking about the gear. He's actually one person that has brought it up in fishing because of a conversation. I asked him a question, and he went in with it, and got a good response. Got a good response when you understand the gear that the people are using and stuff like that. Got into it with a guy that I go fishing with. He's uh, a guy that really, what's the word I'm looking for? He catches fish, and he's all up on himself because he can go places to catch fish. He has a lot of fishing spots, and because he has all these fishing spots, secret fishing spots, he's all that. I'll just leave it at that. And he is a drinker, hardcore drinker, and it's like he comes prepared to drink. And we got into it over a fishing reel, and he's ordering his fishing reels directly from a Japan site, but he's thinking that because of the price, that it's the best reel. And I had to just leave the guy alone with what he was saying because he's buying these cheap reels, and because they have so many different ones, they're clones. They're clones of a original brand. And let's say if it is the same brand, It's not the same quality of the top of the line brand that might be in the U.S. market or might be even in their market, and he's just misconstrued or misinformed about what he's looking at. And I just had to end the conversation that day because he was entertaining something that he couldn't articulate because of his situation at the time. But I love the only one that really gets into the gear deeply that I found in the chats is a young kid, Caden. Caden is very serious about his gear and he does the research. Um, but you know, it is what it is. He's still young. He still has a lot to learn, and he really can't get to the fishing spots that you really need that gear for. And if he does, God bless him because he's gonna do very well once he starts understanding a little bit more about fishing, and once he's be able to move on his own, and have to be dependent on somebody picking him up or dropping him off. But he's definitely got the gear to do some good fishing. It's just that you really got to travel to find the fish. And I say that a real fisherman can travel and find the fish. Depends on the area you're in. I'm in an area where you have to travel to find a fish if you really want to fish, because the fish are out there. It's just the fish are moving. The fish are moving, and you can catch them. Yeah, he's gonna do well. You can catch them. It's just a matter of knowing your territory and knowing that the fish do follow the bait fish. And once you understand that, you know where to be at certain times, or you have a network where somebody will call you and say, "Hey, the fish are here. They're gonna be here for a while, so head over this way." Because the fish usually stay in the area for about 20 to 40 minutes, sometimes even an hour and a half, 2 hours, depending on the circumstances. Because sometimes you can get into I forgot they call it. I call it a swell, where the low tide will go down, and then they'll be in a circle of area where they can't get out unless they jump, or most of the times they won't jump. They'll be there for a while, so they'll have a nice area to go back and forth through. Like, let's say a basin where boats dock. You can be stuck in a basin and go back and forth in that basin, back and forth with fish chasing them, and they're just trying to get away to bait fish. And you can catch some good fish at that time, and they'll be down there till the tide goes back up, till it goes back up to high tide or slack tide, where the water comes up and they can come out. But yeah, there's a lot to fishing. The certain areas, you can only access by boat or by kayak. Certain areas you could access only by climbing a fence and going onto private property and getting access to it. Certain ones you have to walk through bushes and use a machete and chop through bushes. Yeah, yeah. There's a lot of vets that fish in New York where I'm at. Uh, so yeah, I know what you're saying. Not a lot of them do YouTube though, but got a lot of people that know some serious fishing spots. I know a few too, but like I said, it's just a matter of having the right vehicle to get there. Right now, I don't have a vehicle that's good for the way I fish. I really need a big truck to carry the gear that I carry. I do saltwater fishing, and I do it with bait and with lures. So I have at least three of each for what I do. Three rods. I have two rods I use for catching live bait, for snagging bait, bunker, what it's called. And sometimes you could catch mullets or herring in season with a sabiki rig, where you just drop the rig and go up and down. Okay, that's what's up. He has a channel. That's awesome. And there's different forms of fishing, but I carry at least five rods to fish with. I also use my boat rod for a live liner. So if I snag a piece of bait, I'll switch it from the treble hook to a circle hook, or a J hook, and then I'll send that wounded fish out to live line it and try to catch a big striper, and that's when you catch some of the biggest fishes when you're live lining or when you're catching bait. A lot of people, you can snag bait and you can leave it out there wounded with the blood, and then another fish will come and eat that fish. I've had I've been snagging fish and brought a half a fish out because of another big fish came and ate half the fish while I was reeling it in. So there's times when you can catch some really good scenarios with fishing, and I've been a part of that in my journey of fishing. You know, but I enjoy fishing from the surf, mostly the surf, because that's what I've you know that's the fishing that I've learned. I also enjoy going on a boat, even though I go get seasick. But I love fishing on a boat. It's harder for me to go offshore fishing because I get really sick. But inshore fishing I could do if the water's not rough. It's hard to do offshore fishing because they'll go out for the fish that I target. They'll go 20 miles out. Sometimes they'll drive 2 hours out just to get fish. Hey, fat cat, how you doing? And that'll be a journey within itself. And I get sick when I go out that far, 2 or 3 hours out. You know, but I pay the price to fish, and sometimes the people will still catch fish for me depending on the group I'm with. So I'll always leave with fish. Oh, you're fishing, fat cat? That's what's up. So you're fishing regularly on a Saturday now? I didn't know. I didn't get a notification that you was live streaming either, and I didn't see you when I checked. So maybe you're not streaming. Did you catch anything? Wonder of love. Thank you very much, Wonder. Um, Wonder, I'm good. Something I wanted to tell you, Wonder. Don't think I can tell you now. I'm gonna tell you on the message that I send you. But yes, hope you're having a good day. Happy Mother's Day to you, Wonder of Love. I don't know if the day changed already for you, because you're a day ahead. But 8 or 9 so far, that's not bad, Fat Cat. That's good. I think Jay Fishing caught 14 today, or yesterday, I might say. Sent 7 back over 6. Cool, yeah. Yeah, you want to let the babies go or the elders stay, whichever way it works out. Did you take Michael with you? Because I know sometimes you go out and you camp overnight. Forgot your buddy's name that you fish with, but I know he's probably there with you. Okay. Whiskers, yeah. I don't think I have his channel. I'm not sure. I think he has a channel. Okay, I don't know who Price is, but okay. Karen said, "Did Stella get one?" Okay, it doesn't go live. Okay. Okay, Price is your uncle. Awesome. Yeah. Good to see you guys are out there having fun. I gotta move this around real quick. I gotta turn the light out too in the kitchen. Excuse me. I didn't set up the let me see something real quick. Let me see how this works out. Can you guys see me good? Thanks, Danger. I missed the last live. I didn't get to stay to watch it completely. And I think Flames did one after that one. I didn't get to see his one completely because I had to drive or I was working. But I gotta go back and see you guys' video on that. Let me switch this light in the bathroom and see if I get a better outcome. No, no better outcome. Okay. The light above my head is bothering me because I'm tired, but I have this small light over here on the side of me, the left side of me. But it's funny. I never really get to clean the fish myself because I don't keep the fish that I catch. I catch and release. So I haven't filleted anything in years because I'm just catching and release. But I did buy a fillet life not last year, but in 2017. But never used it. Never got to use it. Yeah, I'm gonna get some rest eventually. Um, it's just I don't like bright lights because of my vertigo. So the bright lights affect me for a long period of time. So it's not because I'm tired. It's just the lights affect my eyes. I was in somebody's live stream the other day, and I had to turn the phone over too because of the brightness of the lights. Don't remember whose it was, but a lot of times if the lights are bright in the live streams or stuff like that, or a lot of emojis, I have to stop looking at it. Usually, like in a live stream like Flames, I'm not looking at the live stream for the most part for a long period of time when they do an emojis consistently. But some people like that stuff. They like to see the emojis. I'm good. I think the most I'll put is like 4 for the most part. 4 o'clock. Yeah, I think I might turn in because I do have to wake up and go do a job. Cameron loves cleaning fish. Fat Cat is fishing. He's gonna do a live on cleaning. Danger's here. Kamari's still in the building, I think. Marines and Army Mom is here. One No Love might still be here. She might have ended her live stream or she's going to do a live stream. Billy Bob was still here. Run might still be in the background listening while he's never said that he finished the steak though, so he must have finished the steak and enjoyed it. And just relaxing because he can't move. Technically, we got a word for that. Gonna leave that one alone. And for those of you who don't know, you might need to know that there is an email in the profile in the description in case you want to contact me. I'm gonna just leave it at that, because we do plan to make our next move a better move, and you know, gotta make your next move your best move. Thank you, Marines and Army Mom. So when we travel, we plan to make it a good move because we plan to get content. That's why I travel with my tripod. This is my traveling tripod case. You know, travel with my tripod, and try to get that content. Soon I'll be traveling with my camera too, but gotta get that together also. Gotta find my lens cleaning kit and all that, cause we outside with that type of business. But I will say that I've accomplished my goal. I've done over 150 minutes, which is what I was shooting for. I'm at 156, and usually like to go to 300 minutes, but today's not that day. But I would like to tell everybody thank you for hanging out with me, and thank you for being a part of this journey this morning. And I will be going live on my way to New York later on tonight. I might do a live in the middle of the day, but I will be going live tonight when I'm driving to New York. Hopefully there'll be no rain, but I do that long drive stream, so hopefully you guys can join me. It should be around 8:30 or 9:30. I will put a post an hour or a half hour before. If possible, I will do it an hour before and set it for an hour and a half away, so that I'll have a half an hour in between whatever time I decide to leave of streaming, and get into the gas station to gas up before going live. That way there won't be too much waiting. If not, it is what it is. Thank you, Billy. Billy's still here. Forgot about Billy. Thank you again for hanging out with me. We got one more person that joined in. Appreciate you coming in and dropping a like. We're going to be saying good night or good morning. For some of us, it's a good night morning. Some of us, it's a good morning, good night. Teach his own. It will be good night / good morning for me because it's morning here. 04:06 in the AM. Yes, sir. Fat Cat, hope you catch some big ones. And did think of reaching out yesterday, but didn't make it. Thank you very much, Marines and Mommy. Blessings to everyone. Blessings to everyone. Phoenix, if you're still here. Kamari, Karen, Marines and Army Mom. Ladies, happy Mother's Day. And even if you're not a mother, you're a mother to somebody. Because, some people carry that torch. Happy Mother's Day to you, ladies. To the men who have wives, happy Mother's Day to your wives. To the men who are grandmothers and women who are grandmothers, happy Mother's Day to your children who are mothers, and nieces and nephews who are mothers. We want to include everybody, cousins, extended family of the other side's halves, and, wishing everybody a happy Mother's Day overall, because that's how we do it, you know? That's how we do it. You're welcome, Karen. Wish everybody a good Sunday, a prosperous work week, relaxing work week. No stress. Close down this laptop because it's making a sound that I don't like. Still making a sound, but it'll stop soon. And I will be saying c'est la vie, good night, au revoir. I guess I don't know, it's how you say bye in French. I don't know, I could be wrong. But peace and blessings to everyone. And I shall end the live now. Give a little bit of time for people to say goodbye and good night. If so, if not, I'm going to end it. Thank you for the hearts. I appreciate you. Appreciate you. Definitely appreciate you. And I'm going to end it now. Take care, everyone.